Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today, man, we're going to be talking about a pretty disgusting, pretty disturbing story, and it's one of those stories that you see, and it really just kind of irritates me how people react to stuff like this, because not only is there a complete double standard when it comes to this kind of stuff happening, that a lot of people don't really want to seem very willing to address, but we're also talking about quite literally an adult basically like being a predator to a child, and nobody really seems to care because it's a woman in particular, which to me it's just mind-blowing that some people genuinely actually believe that, like, you know, women doing this to young boys is, oh, it's not a crime. Young boys like that kind of stuff. I remember when I was 14, I wanted to, you know, do this and that with my teacher or my fucking tutor, whatever, right? You always see these really stupid arguments where people, they like try to basically mentally contort the situation to defend literally child predators. I mean, it's like they're not defending good people either. That's what's really most crazy about defending these folks, is like these are people who are predating on children in society, and they get away with it because everybody is too fucking coon-brained, right? To where, like, I don't know, do people think life is like a fucking Pornhub video? I have no idea, man. But anyway, a dental receptionist apparently got a little drunk, right? She went out to the bar or something, you know, got a little tipsy to say the least, right? And she ended up wandering into a park, okay, and she sat down at a bench that contained two young men, okay? Apparently, this kid was 13, and it was his friend that he was sitting with. They were talking about, like, his plans for his 14th birthday that was coming up, and this drunk woman, like, starts groping this kid in the park and, like, exposes herself to him and makes all these, like, disturbing comments to him that are just obviously way too sexual for a child. And, like, of course, like I said, the reaction to this has been quite starkly different than if, let's say, a man did this same thing to a young girl, or even a young boy at that rate. A dental receptionist assaulted a teenage boy before she exposed herself in a park following a drinking binge with her friends. Jade Berry, 27, staggered over to the boy, age 13, and his friend and sat herself between them as they spoke about the boy's plan for his 14th birthday. Berry began to grope him at around 9 p.m. in Rivicar Valley Country Park in Ellesmere Port, Cheshire. I'm guessing this is in England then, if that is the case. Chester Crown Court heard how she stroked him over his clothes, offered him sex, and told him, "I'm going to ride you until morning." As the youngsters got up to leave, she pulled down her trousers and, quote, exposed her genitals and buttocks. That's a horrible way to describe your ass. Before she passed out in the park on October 3rd last year. The two boys managed to film Berry before they rushed out of the park. Police were able to track her down after she left her bank card and phone on the bench. When quizzed, she said, "Oh my god, I don't recall anything," but was later picked out by the boy at an identity parade. The boy, who has ADHD, said he was so traumatized by the encounter that he tried to take his own life. He has been too scared to return to the park and has also suffered, quote, night terrors, the court heard. Berry, who lives in the village of Little Sutton near Ellesmere Port, pleaded guilty to sexual assault on a male. She was not charged or convicted with exposure. Berry was issued a 12-month prison sentence, suspended for 18 months after claiming she had mental health issues. The judge ordered her to wear an electronic sobriety tag for 120 days as part of an alcohol abstinence monitoring program, where she'll have to complete 35 rehabilitation activity days. She was also told to sign on the sex offenders register for 10 years. Okay, so once again, right, like, you hear this story, and I mean, it's clear-cut assault. Like, there's no way around that. I mean, she literally goes up to a child and gropes him on a bench, offers him sex, and makes, like, very, very disturbing comments to make to a child. I mean, it's clear cut and dry. Like, there's no way around this. Like, it's pretty clear what happened here, and in my opinion, it's pretty clear what the reaction should be. Like, this is fucking disgusting. It's literally pedophilia, and she assaulted a child. She should be going to jail. Like, actual jail. She should be getting sentenced, not some fucking, oh, well, you can wear this cool little sobriety tag, you know, you gotta come in and fucking be sober for a couple days, you gotta sign up for our fucking, our mailing list, the sex offenders registry. Like, okay, she got put on the registry. That's good. For 10 years, keep in mind. So eventually that disappears. And I mean, ultimately, right, like, what punishment did she actually receive for groping a child? Pretty much nothing in reality, like a fucking slap on the wrist in what you can really consider, in my opinion at least, a pretty fucking huge miscarriage of justice. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna present to you this idea, right? And it's sad that I even have to go this far, but let's go ahead and let's reread that story, okay? And let's go ahead and flip the script. Let's play a game called Flip the Script here, okay? A 27-year-old male dental receptionist sexually assaulted a teenage girl before exposing himself at a park following a drinking binge with his buddies. Jonathan Berry, 24, staggered over to the girl, 13, and her friend, and sat himself between them as they spoke about the girl's plan for her 14th birthday. He then began to grope her at 9 p.m. He was stroking her over her clothes, offering her sex, and said, "I'm gonna ride her till the morning." Then he pulled himself out and passed out in the park. That girl tried to take her own life and is too scared to go back to the park now and has nightmares. Do you think that that man, in that instance, if that were the case, would have gotten an electronic sobriety tag for 4 months, a suspended 12-month prison sentence that, you know, you don't have to serve for a year and a half, and in reality, if it's been suspended that far, and it's that little of time anyway, in all reality, you're probably not even gonna really serve that fucking time. That's the true reality in a lot of these cases. She's gonna probably go through this 120 days with this fucking tag on, where she can't drink, she's gonna get put on the registry for 10 years, and she's gonna go to this fucking program, and then after that, right, she's gonna be able to probably get out of going to jail. Because that's usually how this kind of situation works. Like, if they thought she really needed to go to jail, they really wanted her to take that time, they would not have suspended the sentence, and they wouldn't have given her just like, oh, you get a year for groping a child in the park. You were a drunk woman, so, you know, things happen when you're just a drunk woman out with your friends, right? So, in all reality, I don't think she's serving time. I'm just gonna say it. I don't think she's serving any of that fucking time, and it's pretty clear that this would not be getting the same sentencing, this would not be getting the same, like, public reaction, anything, if this was a dude doing this to a little girl. And rightfully so. I'm not saying any of this to be like, oh, you know, men who do this shit should be getting less time, right? Like, any person who assaults a child like this, whether you're drunk, whether you're high, whether you're as sober as you can be, you should go to fucking jail. This is not some just, oh, oopsie daisy, I accidentally groped a fucking 13-year-old at the park. Whoops. Had a few too many brews. Got a little touchy-feely with some kids. Like, that's not what's going on here, bro. And it's also just honestly crazy to me, too, that she also got that sentence suspended because of, quote, mental health issues. This chick went out with her friends. She couldn't control herself. That's the real issue in this whole thing. She has a clear lack of self-control. She goes out to the bar with her friends. You know, we've all done it. We've all went out to the bar. We've had some drinks with our buddies, right? And you know, it happens too. Sometimes maybe you have a little too much to drink. But when something like that happens, it doesn't excuse you literally sexually assaulting someone, and not even just that, a child of all people, right? To the point where they attempted to commit fucking suicide. Like, that part alone, that's what's really the most shitty, horrifying situation in all of this. Let's just call this for what this is, right? This woman went and got drunk with her friends. She then ended up groping a boy in the park. She got her sentence suspended for sexual assault for mental health issues. Meanwhile, the 13-year-old boy, who is a sexual assault survivor from a stranger and has now attempted to commit suicide, no one gives a fuck about him. You know what I mean? His mental health doesn't matter. Fuck the fact that this kid's trying to commit suicide. He's already struggled with ADHD before. He's 13 years old and just got assaulted by a stranger in public. Can't even go back to the fucking park with his friend anymore, okay, right? His mental health doesn't matter because he's a man, right? He's a boy. Fuck it. You know, he's a 13-year-old boy. He probably wanted it, right? Who's to say he even really has any issues? I mean, you gotta remember when we were all kids, we all wanted to, you know, we would all been howling at the opportunity for something. Like, dude, the things people say to, like, excuse that is so fucking crazy to me, bro. Like, yeah, when I was 12 years old, did, you know, I have a crush on my teachers? Did I fucking think that Nicki Minaj was hot? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, of course. But, bro, like, these people are so fucking stupid and, like, self-minded and just unable to fucking think critically that they don't even realize that Guess what? Newsflash, you fucking idiot. Little girls also, fucking idolize about celebrities and about their fucking teachers at school and their sports coaches. That shit happens too. When I was 11 years old, right, all the girls in my class, right, they were all over fucking Justin Bieber, you know what I mean? One Direction, fucking people like that, you know what I mean? Like, oh, dude, the shit that they said about these people, dude, oh my god. But you gotta keep in mind, we were like 11 fucking years old. Nobody would ever been like, oh, well, that 11-year-old girl who, got, taken advantage of by that older dude, she probably wanted it, you know what I mean? Like, in all reality, like, when we're all that age, we all have these fantasies. Like, dude, you're a fucking weirdo, bro. These are the same people, you know for a fact they would not say that if this was their children, right? Like, these fucking 45-year-old drunk dads who are like, man, I wish this would have happened to me, bro. If you told them that, like, their 14-year-old daughter had something like this happen to him, oh, dude, they'd be ready to kill somebody. They'd be ready to take somebody's life. But hey, if it's their 14-year-old son, fuck it. Hey, he probably wanted it. Like, some people genuinely should just, like, not have children. Actually, should just not have kids. So let this be a lesson to everybody on the true importance of these kinds of predators, right? If you're a woman and you grope a child in the park, you can say, oh, but I'm a little sad and depressed. I got some mental health problems. And you're pretty much absolved of all guilt. The worst you gotta do is wear a cool little tag for a couple days and, once again, have your name on the mailing list, on the bad boy mailing list. But hey, if you're that 13-year-old boy who now has to be traumatized forever and can't ever live the same, fuck it, bro. Half the world already doesn't even think that you're a victim in the first place. You already know what they think about your mental health. It's so sad, bro. And you see shit like this, and then you wonder, like, why the male suicide rate is, like, fucking dramatically more insane. Why so many more men are, like, trying to fucking constantly commit suicide and all this crazy shit, right? Like, only 2/3 of all worldwide suicides are by men and shit like that, right? But hey, fuck it, bro. Let's continue perpetuating the same stupid bullshit in society that mentally destroys young men, right? They can't be victims. I don't know. It just, you see shit like that. I genuinely feel horrible for that kid, right? He is 13 going on 14 and he'll never be the same again. Like, his life will never be the same again. And to just have so many people just not give a fuck about blatant, obvious assault on a child is just like, to the point where even the legal system prioritizes the mental health of a predator over a child. It's fucking disgusting, bro, to say the least. So anyway, with that being said, man, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at SubTheOptimist. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about, of course, just another shitty situation, and signing out.